something strange is happening at the very top of British politics. While Chancellor Rachel Reeves struggles to balance the books, the real challenge may not be coming from the bond markets, rebellious MPs, or even Reform UK. It's coming from the man right next door, Prime Minister Keir Starmer. But before we dive into the growing tension in Downing Street, a quick note. Did you know that over 95% of our viewers aren't subscribed to the channel? We totally get it. Life gets busy and sometimes it's easy to forget. But here's the thing, subscribing is completely free, and it really helps us keep creating the content you enjoy. So why not hit that subscribe button and join our community? It only takes a second, but it makes a world of difference to us. Thank you for your support. Alright, now back to the political chess match unfolding at the heart of government. For weeks, Reeves has been fighting fires, rebellions over benefit cuts, spending squeezes, and a ticking economic clock. She's got a £10 billion buffer to meet her golden rule, no more borrowing to fund day-to-day spending. But now, her own team may be threatening to blow that plan sky high. Two big announcements from Starmer have blindsided her. First, he pledged to restore winter fuel allowances to all pensioners. Second, he hinted he may scrap the two-child benefit cap, a policy that's long divided the Labour Party. Cheered on by party members? Yes. Cheap? Absolutely not. The Resolution Foundation says those two pledges alone could cost £5 billion a year, half of Reeves' entire safety margin. And she's running out of time. In less than 2 weeks, Reeves must lock in spending plans for the next 3 years. So, why is Starmer making expensive promises now? Sources say it's part of an increasingly chaotic tug-of-war inside Downing Street. At the heart of the tension, Liz Lloyd, the No 10 policy director, once Deputy Chief of Staff to Tony Blair. She's reportedly clashing with Stuart Ingham, Starmer's most loyal aide. One insider says, they're all in each other's business. Stuart even threatened to resign over Lloyd's appointment, but both are still there. And the atmosphere? Toxic. Even civil servant Olaf Henriksen-Bell, brought in to steady the ship, is said to be fed up. And it's showing. There have been denials from Downing Street about policy shifts, only for those exact policies to be announced weeks later. It's not just confusing. It's costing Reeves political capital. Meanwhile, another storm is brewing over benefits. Starmer faces what could be the biggest rebellion of his premiership over £5 billion in disability welfare cuts, affecting hundreds of thousands. A quiet £500 million climb down may be on the way, helping up to 200,000 people keep their cash, but bigger changes are being delayed, possibly until after the election. And in the background? Pressure from the Labour left to axe the two-child cap completely. A Labour insider put it bluntly. How can the state afford to subsidise 3 kids for poor families when middle-class couples struggle to have one? But how is it ethical for Labour to choose to keep children in poverty? It's a moral and political minefield, and it's exploding just as Starmer gears up for big infrastructure spending in red wall seats to counter Reform UK. But here's the real crunch. The Institute for Fiscal Studies warns that if Reeves boosts health spending by the usual 3.4% a year, every other department could face 1% real terms cuts. That means less money for schools, prisons, police, everything. Want defence spending at 3% of GDP by 2030, as Starmer's promised? That would mean cuts closer to 1.8% across other departments. The word no one wants to say? Austerity. But for some services, it might feel a lot like it. Reeves' biggest short-term headache? Public sector pay. A new deal will give workers in England a 3 to 5% raise, above the 2.8% budgeted, costing £3 billion more. To pay for it, reports say 50,000 civil service jobs could go in the upcoming spending review on June 11th. But with the NHS workforce set to grow by over 3% a year, and plans for 6,500 more teachers, that cost-cutting won't be easy. To make matters worse, weak growth is crushing their plans. JP Morgan says Starmer's trade deals may save £2.5 billion. But tariffs and slow growth could wipe out £16 billion, a net blow to the Treasury. Add in interest payments, migration policy, and new tax freezes, and that £10 billion buffer. It becomes a £15 billion black hole. Some are already warning. There could be another £25 billion in tax rises coming this autumn. And while Reeves is sticking to her iron rules, even the Prime Minister is questioning them. 1 budget. 2 fiscal events a year. 9 changes to fiscal rules in 16 years. Will Reeves rip up her own guidelines to survive? The markets are watching. The public is waiting. And Starmer is playing his own game. If you found this breakdown useful, don't forget to hit like, drop us a comment, and most importantly, subscribe for more sharp political insights every week. We'll be watching what happens next, because Britain's future might just be hanging in the balance.